So when you're in your study blocks, you have to study, you have to study, you know? Whoa, shock horror. Doesn't sound like there's all that much time for sleep, right? Wrong. You're gonna have to like give up some of your social life. For me, I didn't really have to give up any because I didn't really have any to start with. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all going well. Today's video is about a question that I get asked all the time. Like literally, this is one of my most commonly asked questions, and it is, how did I balance both school and running, and how did I do like really well at both of them during year 11 and 12? So yeah, obviously you can tell by the title, I got a 99.5 Atar. I graduated from year 12 last year with a 99 Atar. I don't want to keep like, I feel really bad like putting it in the titles of the videos because I feel like I'm like shoving it in your faces. The only reason I'm doing that is because when I put like what I did to get a 99.5 Atar at the start of my titles, the videos get like a lot more views, and that just means that I'm able to like reach more people and share the advice with more people, so that's why I just put it at the start of the titles for my videos. But yeah, a question that I get asked all the time is how did I balance both running and studying? And I have my little flashcard here. It's a double-sided flashcard today of all of the notes that I've written for this video. Firstly, a piece of advice that I've been given by a couple of people now and that I do agree with is that it is possible to be, like, you can be really, really good at two things. So that could be your social life, your academic work at school or university, your sport, your music, your art, whatever. You can pick two of those things and be really, really good, top level at them, but you can't be really, really good at any more than two. Now obviously this like might not apply to absolutely everybody, but I think as a general rule for most people, this is pretty true. So you can either be really, really good at two things, or you can be okay at a lot of things, or you could be really, really good at one thing and okay at a couple of things, like any combination of those. But yeah, basically I chose two things to be really good at, and they were school and running. So I always get asked, how am I so good at literally everything? I'm not. Like, I'm really not. I'm terrible at art. Like, I'm bad at, I don't know, like lots of things. There's lots of things I'm not good at. It's just that the things that I am good at, I am like very good at, or I do to quite a high level. And that's just because I've chosen a couple of things to focus on and put all of my energy and effort into those, and therefore I like see the results of that. So yeah, the two things that I chose to be good at were my sport, which is running, middle distance running, and school, academics. So that obviously meant I wasn't going to be super, super good at art or like drama or anything. I actually used to be, well, I don't know if I still am or not because I haven't done it in a while. I used to be pretty good at drama. I was like best actor for the whole of the lower school on inter-house drama in year 8. Like, I was a pretty good actor or actress when I was younger, and I really enjoyed doing it, but I could only choose two things to like really put all of my energy and effort into and be really, really good at, and that was running and school. So I didn't choose acting, so hence like that's like something that I had to give up, and that's something that I had to sacrifice to do school and running. So yeah, I didn't do like music. I also used to play the violin, played the violin for 8 years. Don't do that anymore because I didn't have time because I was doing school and running, and so I didn't do any of that artsy stuff, or I did not have a social life. So I mean, I had friends and I saw them out of school occasionally, but like occasionally. I really didn't have that much of a social life. I didn't go out that much. I didn't party, which sounds kind of sad, but honestly it didn't bother me because I don't enjoy partying. I don't enjoy, like, I just don't really like going out to parties that much. So anyway, basically I need to stop because this is my very first point of all of these points. So yeah, basically you can pick two things to be good at if you want to be like really, really good at them. Okay, right, so my next point is that I have always run. So I've been running since I was like about 10 years old. So I have always just had to fit in my study around running. So it's not like I suddenly in year 11 I decided to start running and suddenly had to like figure out how I was gonna like study and run at the same time. It's something I'd been doing my whole life. In year 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, you know, like I had been balancing my schoolwork and my running, and each year I had to spend more and more hours on my schoolwork, but then each year I was like older and I was like more used to balancing school and running, and I don't know, it's just like something I've done my whole life, and so I don't know how to not balance school and running. Like if school was all I did during year 11 and 12, I don't know, like that's just like, that's too much time for school. No. So like, I don't know, I've just always been able to balance it. It wasn't something that I had to really, because people are like, how did you balance it? I'm like, well, I don't know, I just did. Like I just did my running training, and then I fit in my study around that. So going on from that point, my next point is to plan out your week every Sunday night to the minute. So like get a like A3 or A4 piece of paper, plan out your week, have the hours of each, have the hours of each day along the side, and then the days of the week along the top, and plan out what you're going to be doing in every single like 15-minute block of the day, and that way you stay really organized and you can maximize the time that you have, because you do have a lot of hours in your day, and you're probably like wasting a lot of them. So if you like actually plan out every minute of your day, I know that sounds kind of tedious, but it's actually just helps you to keep organized and stay not stressed. Why must cars always go past when I'm filming? So yeah, now I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, but basically plan out your week on a Sunday night, and I would just like plan out my week. So I would put in school on each day, then I would put in when my running training was, and then I would fit in blocks of study sessions around that. So on school days I would study anywhere between like 0 and 3 hours, and on the weekends I would study anywhere between like 1 to 6 hours, I guess. I didn't really count my hours, but like from my study blocks I can kind of like add them up and see that that's about how much I was studying. And so if you plan out your week every single Sunday night, you can really maximize the time that you do have. And then going on from that, my next point is that when you do have those study blocks, so when you're like following your weekly plan and you come to one of those study blocks, you need to focus and you need to study wholeheartedly. So that's the thing about doing two things, like my point about you can be really good at two things. That's if you like do them wholeheartedly. You're putting all of your like focus and attention on them and doing them wholeheartedly. So when you're in your study blocks, you have to study. You have to study, you know? Whoa, shock horror. You need to not be on your phone, not be watching YouTube while you do your studying. No. That is not good. Like, do not, if you're watching this video right now and you're trying to study at the same time, like just stop. Do one or the other. Do not do things half-heartedly. Either watch YouTube or study. Don't do them at the same time, because then no. So yeah, when you're studying, you need to be focused on your study. If any other tasks that you want to do while you're studying pop up into your head, like for example emailing someone or cleaning your something, shoe, I don't know. If anything pops up while you're studying, have a sticky note next to you and just write that stuff on the sticky note, and then once you come to the end of your study block, you can go and do those things, but don't do them while you're studying. When you're studying, you have to be focused, and you're gonna get so much more done, and you'll be so much more efficient if you like, when you're studying, actually study. Okay, my next point is to use your time. Like I said earlier in the video, you have a lot of hours in your day and you are probably wasting some of them. So when you're at school, use your time in class. Don't mess around in class. Don't talk to your friends in class. You have recess and lunchtime to talk to your friends. In class, work. Like when you're in maths and the teacher has finished explaining the work for the day, don't just sit around and talk to your friends while you're doing your maths problems. Actually just work on your maths problems and get them all done, because then like then you're not gonna have as much work to do when you get home from school, because if you don't get those maths problems done in class, they become homework, and then that's like extra amount of time that you have to spend on studying. Like you could have already got it done in class. Most people waste so much time in class, and I'm not saying I didn't either. Like I definitely did waste time in class, but I tried to make the most of my class time, because that's like you're at school for what, 6 hours a day. There's a lot of time to get work done in those 6 hours, so make sure you're making the most of it. Use your mornings, use the time in your mornings. In my video that I posted a couple of days ago on like I answered all of your questions about year 11 and 12 ATAR. And it went for like 40 minutes because you guys had so many questions, but I answered all of those questions. Anyway, one of your questions was about like what a typical day in my life looked like during year 12. So I talked about like my whole day, what my daily routine would look like, and like what my mornings were like and how I used my mornings on the different days of the week. But yeah, my school started at just before 9 AM, so there's a lot of time before 9 AM. I could get in like a run, I could do a whole running session in the morning, and then my running is done for the day. Then I can come home after school and just study from like 4:30 PM. That's a lot of study time. Or I could study in the mornings. I could study for like an hour and a half in the mornings, and then when I come home from school, like I've already done an hour and a half of study that day. Or you could like flip it the other way. So like you do some of your study at night, but then the study that you don't have time to do at night, you do the next morning, you know what I mean? So it can like work either way, but using your mornings for studying, you can get a lot done in the mornings, and it also makes you feel really good to start your day off being productive. But you could also run in the mornings, so, or do your sport or your music or whatever you're like doing. Yeah, mornings are a wasted time by a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure like it's scientifically proven or something that you're more productive in the mornings, although I don't know if that's true for teenagers. I feel like for teenagers maybe we're not. But anyway, just be productive in the morning. Use the time that you have in the mornings, use your class time, use all of your time wisely. Don't waste time. And also, I'm not saying this doesn't mean that you can't have your leisure time, you can't have your relaxing time. Like you definitely can, but I'm just saying don't have that time while you're working. Don't do it half-heartedly while you're working. Work hard, run hard, play the violin hard, whatever, and then relax and have your relaxing time and plan that into your weekly schedule. But don't do it at the same time as you're studying or whatever. Like you you can have your relaxing time, but it should be like pure relaxing time, and you're not trying to stress about your maths exercises while you're watching YouTube. Like you're just watching YouTube, or I don't know, doing whatever you want to do in your relaxing time. Definitely have it, but just don't do it at the same time as you're trying to study. Another time that you might have not thought about using is your travel time. So in year 12 I couldn't really use my travel time because I was driving myself to school or to training. So when I'm like talking about travel time, I'm talking about like traveling to school, traveling to training, traveling to a music lesson, whatever you're traveling to, using your travel time. So I was driving myself, so it is kind of hard to use your travel time while you're driving. But you could, while you're driving, like, I don't know, record yourself. So record yourself on voice memos app on your iPhone, saying your notes out loud, and then play that to yourself in the car while you're driving. You know, like there is ways to use your travel time even if you are driving yourself. But if you're not driving yourself, if you're catching public transport or if someone else is driving you, then I would recommend using your study time either to plan, so you could like write your to-do list for this afternoon. If your mum is driving you home on the way home from school, you could just like write your to-do list for that afternoon so that when you get home you can get stuck straight into it. Or you could actually do some study in the car, go through some flashcards, I don't know. There's time that you're just like sitting in the car or on the bus that you could definitely be using. Another tip is to study effectively. So when you're studying, don't waste time on things that you know like don't really make a difference to your study. Like, I don't know, if you should hopefully by year 11 and 12 know what study methods work well for you and what study methods don't work so well for you. So don't waste time on the ones that don't work well for you. Just spend your time on the ones that you know are effective and work really well. So yeah, that's just a little tip. And I kind of covered it at the start of the video, but like I said, you can pick 2 things to do really well. So if that is school and a sport, or school and your music, or sorry, there was a bug. If it's like not your social life, if your social life is not one of the 2 things that you're picking to do well, then you're gonna have to like give up some of your social life. For me, I didn't really have to give up any because I didn't really have any to start with. But if you are like I don't know, someone who enjoys going to parties and stuff, you might just have to not go to all of them during year 11 and 12. Like, it's just 2 years of your life. Even just year 12, like year 11, nah, you can still like chill, party in year 11. I'm not saying don't study hard in year 11, but you don't need to like you know, really burn yourself out in year 11. But year 12, maybe just don't party as hard, because yeah, if you're partying really hard, then that kind of takes up one of the two things that you can do well. So you could study hard and party hard, but like then you're not really good at anything else outside of school, you know, which is fine. Which is fine, but I just enjoyed having something that I was kind of excelling at outside of school. But yeah, it's definitely up to you what you want to focus on. I'm just giving you my advice. And then my last tip was to sleep. So you're probably thinking, with all of this stuff that you have to do, all of this running and studying and whatever, doesn't sound like there's all that much time for sleep, right? Wrong. No. Sleep is so important. Like I'm someone who needs a lot of sleep, but sleep is so important. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're not going to be able... Is the camera being wonky? I always feel like the camera's wonky. It looks wonky, but like then on the screen it doesn't look wonky. Anyway, yeah, if you're not getting enough sleep, then you're not going to be able to do running or studying or music or drama or anything. You're not going to be able to do what you want to do well, because you're just not. If you don't get enough sleep, you just can't do as well at those things. So getting enough sleep is really important. Try to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep per night. Obviously this varies per person, but for me, if I don't get like at least 8.5 hours sleep, I am just not good the next day. So I would make sure I would get to bed at least by 10:30 every single night, preferably by 10, but sometimes I had to like stay up a little bit later getting some schoolwork done. But yeah, I'd get to bed by then, and then I'd try to wake up at least like 8 hours later. Realistically, yeah, it was probably like 8 hours sleep I was getting. I needed a little bit more, but I probably got like 8 hours sleep. But please get at least 8 hours sleep, because it's really important for like all of the stuff you're trying to do, and also just for your health. Like sleep is very important for your health. You need sleep. It's time for your body to rest and recover, and it actually helps with your learning. So when you go to sleep, your brain is like helping to kind of, it embeds the things that you've learnt that day into your brain and into your memory. So that really helps with your study. And also if you do sport, sleeping is a really good time for your muscles to, it allows them to recover and get stronger. So yeah, sleeping is super important. So make sure you're looking after your sleep, and make sure you're looking after yourself. So yeah, those are my tips on how to balance both school and any extracurricular activity that you want to do, specifically a sport, because sports take up a lot of time, well, depending on what sport you're doing, but generally they take up a lot of time. So I hope this video has helped you guys out. If it has, please give it a big thumbs up, and please go and... Car, could you not? I'm literally 1 minute away from finishing. 1 minute! Whew. I don't know if you guys can actually hear the cars in this video, but they're really loud, like going past on the street. Anyway, please give this video a thumbs up, and make sure to go subscribe to my channel down below for so many more videos. Go check out some of my recent videos, and comment down below if you have any questions at all, and I will try to get to all of your comments and answer all of them. Normally I do a pretty good job of replying to comments. I have been getting a lot lately, which is really nice, so I will do my best to reply to all of you if you have any questions. And feel free to follow me on Instagram at tia.chitty, and you can also DM me on there. And also I just want to let you guys know that I am offering virtual tutoring in the subjects maths methods, chemistry, economics and English, and I am selling my year 11 and 12 ATAR notes for economics, chemistry, maths methods, maths specialist, English and year 11 physics. So I have notes in all of those subjects, and I am doing virtual tutoring in methods, chemistry, economics and English. Not spec, because I do not rate my ability to tutor anyone in that subject. So yeah, if you want to buy any of my notes, or you want me to tutor you, make sure to email me at tiachitty17@gmail.com, or DM me on Instagram at tia.chitty, and I will do my best to reply to you as soon as I can, and we can get the notes sent to you, or we can get me tutoring you or whatever, if you think that would help you. If you don't, then obviously like no pressure at all, but I'm just letting you know that that is a resource available to you. But yeah, I really hope this video has helped you guys out. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for getting all the way to the end of the video. I can see on my YouTube analytics like what percentage of people get to the end of my videos. It's like a really low percentage. So if you have got here, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!